morning. We're into April. Spring is upon us. And yet there's ice on the water in the bay just behind the camera. It snowed yesterday. And it was -3 when I parked the van this morning. My winter campaign did not go as planned. Although I did have a really great start. Had a couple fish in January. Then nothing in February, and nothing in March. In fact, I only fished once in February, and it wasn't for carp. And I fished 2 sessions in March, and both were blanks. So, yeah, I haven't had a carp since January 9th, which, you know, for people that really don't get out in the wintertime much, you know, that doesn't seem like that long. Some people have been waiting since October. But I fish all year, so it's kind of bugging me that I've gone that long without a fish. But we've had some decent weather, and today I'm back onto a kind of one of the winter spots where it's good for a couple runs. I'm just here to try and get a bite or two. I was here last in mid-December, had 5 fish, and was quite happy with it. Really good session, bunch of fish, just fishing 2 rods that day. This morning I've got 3. I've set up my 3 9-foot Black Widow EXT rods on my Signet pod, my little Signet Quick Lock pod with a modification to it that I may go into later. And I've been here over an hour. But I've just now been able to sit down and open my coffee. I got all 3 rods out, you know, done up. Had to tie a couple rigs because the solid bags that I had pre-tied I forgot at home. And so I was planning on using pack bait, but I wanted to start with solid bags just to get everything ready. Got all 3 rods out with the pack bait then, because I didn't have my solid bag rigs. Had to tie 1 rig real quick. The other 2 I found in the box. All 3 out on the spots, happy with them. Turn around, start opening the camera bag. All 3 alarms start going, and I turn around and it's just chaos. The rods are just thrown right off of the pod, and the lines are pulled. 2 geese decided to chase each other. It's the Randy time of year. They're getting ready to, you know, do their courting rituals and set up their nests soon. 2 geese went right through all 3 lines, wiped them all out 30 seconds after I put the last one out. So I've redone all 3 of those now. The geese are still going to do their thing. There's nothing I can do to prevent that, but they're giving me a bit of space now. And all I can do is hope for a bite. It's just one of those odd days where it seems like everything's going to go wrong. I forgot my tripod, so the camera's mounted on a bank stick. Forgot my solid bag rigs. Had to fiddle around to get lines in. Forgot all my PVA actually. That case didn't even come with me for some reason. I guess we'll just have to see. I'm either going to get a couple of fish and have a decent morning. Maybe some people are going to come and mug me. Who knows? It's going to be a weird day. But I'm fishing. Okay, so a bit of a treat. Couple minutes, 2 sips of coffee, and all of a sudden the rod was off. A little surprised by how quickly that happened. I'm surprised by the fight. It's quite a little battle. Turns out that it's not a carp. So, got a nice little treat. Thought I had a nice little carp, but just really fighting. No, I got a great big red horse sucker in the net there. And while I was fighting that fish, just over to the right of my right-hand rod, a fish surfaced, a nice little boil. So there's some fish moving around. There's some activity. I'm excited. I can't tell how crooked the camera is. Everything's on weird angles here. Let's get a look at this fish. Okay. Absolutely nailed. That was on the bright yellow banana pop-up. Oh wow, look at this. What a beauty. What a beauty. That's a big sucker anywhere. I had one like this last summer. It's really hard for me to get into the big suckers like I used to. I used to be able to go out and catch 5 or 6 of them in a day, and then some smaller white suckers, but now they're really hard to find. This is a treat. This is a real treat. We'll get him back, get that rod back, and maybe we'll get a carp. Either way, I'm happy, not a blank. Oh my. What do we got here? I haven't even got the other rod put together. I just let the camera turn off while I was releasing that fish. And all of a sudden the right-hand rod. This is the rod that was closest to that fish that I saw rise just a few minutes ago, right over here. On this fish is scrapping. A little bit of power to this one. Wow. That's a big carp for here. That's a really big carp for here. Okay, not really big carp for here, but that's a bigger fish. Stronger fish than is typical. Damn it. right, a little bit of craziness. Okay, I thought at first when that fish first came up, I just saw its head and some girth. So I thought it was a really big carp for here. You know, anything over 10 pounds is pretty big here. It's a very, very fat, healthy looking fish. So we're kind of in that upper level of what this spot produces. But what a scrap, man. That fish was strong. So I got one line left in. I'm gonna leave that one in the net for a minute. I'm gonna get this rod back out. I'm gonna show you this fish, then we'll get that rod back out. Awesomeness. I'm gonna turn this here. Okay, so this one came on Silt Busters pop-up. It's kind of like a pineapple peach flavor, but it's like whitish. She kind of looks like a washed out pink right now. Might have been a little bit of mouth blood on it, but it's normally like a washed out white. Yeah, this is a big fish for here. This is all body. So it doesn't look like much, you know, it's not long, but this is a really fat, thick fish, very healthy looking fish. The last couple seasons that I've been here, easy. The fish have looked healthier and healthier. So with the numbers having gone down from what they used to be, the quality of fish has really, really improved. And this is a beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh, I'm so happy about this one. That's a really nice fish. We're probably looking at about 11 or 12 pounds there. I didn't bring the scale today. It's in the other bag. This is a good, solid fish. Very, very thick. Just get the net out of the way. So again, I'm just going to take a picture, get the fish back, and then I've already had another bump on the banana pop-up that I just put back out there. So exciting. Something's happening. Just headliners on 2 rods. The left-hand rod just had its first indication, and the middle rod just tightened up, pulled a little bit, and then let off. I know in some places in the wintertime you get like any little indication and you're gonna go for it, but here there can be really large numbers of fish. So unless it's a proper take, I won't pick up the rod. You know, if they're actually there, they're gonna run with it. Even in the coldest. You know, we've been down here -10, -15 and still got tearing runs. It's just the nature of this spot, I guess. Oh yeah, we're in. I thought he dropped it there for a second. It tightened right up. It tightened right up and then just stopped moving. This one feels much, much smaller, more the average size. Very, very scrappy. It just feels small. Super easy. Oh yeah. Just a little dinker. Oh, my net's frozen. a 2 or 3 pounder there. Okay. A little 2 or 3 pounder there on the silt bustas again. That was the right hand rod where the big carp came from. So that's 2 carp to the right hand rod, a sucker to the middle rod, and some liner activity on the left, which is off of the, it's off the mud flat. It's more towards a little gravel patch. I know where the drop off is. That's where I usually it's kind of like my banker spot if I'm not getting anything on the flat. But with now 3 bites on the flat plus some liners, the left hand rod, I think I'll leave it in for another half an hour where it is, and if nothing happens there beyond just a liner or 2, I might concentrate all 3 rods up on the flat. So I'll put the right hand rod a little bit more right, middle rod a little bit more middle, and then the left hand rod kind of closer to where the middle rod is. But yeah, another nice healthy looking tiny little fish. Let's get a look at it. You can hear all the ice still in the bay, just over, I guess to the right, just behind where the camera is. That whole bay is still just all that thin ice that's drifted in. Still just kind of floating and rippling on the surface. And then just 2 rod lengths out from the edge of it, I'm catching fish. Oh man, absolutely nailed. The rigs are working today. Oh. Yeah, we'll give this one. Wow, somehow my full battery just completely went dead. So here's that little 2 pounder, 2.5 pounder. I think I'd be really pushing it if I said 3, but yeah, my battery's died, I guess from the cold. So luckily it's still kind of running. I'm gonna get this fish back. I'll change the battery. Hopefully I've got one with some juice in it. And yeah, we'll continue on with the session. Say cheese. Cheese. Drop back on the left. Something with some power. Maybe not that much, but something. The middle rod was just getting a bunch of liners. And then just a wicked drop back on the left. Like I said, this is the one that's off the flat, kind of on the drop off to the channel that goes out. see anything. I'm enjoying my morning. A lot of strength to that fish, but he's small, just a little guy. That one was on zingers, the orange kind of citrusy pop-ups that I used back in December, where I had the majority of my bites, off the same spot. Still getting liners on the middle and the left. So I think I'm still good for a couple more bites. Haven't even got through my coffee yet. It's just one of those things with this spot. You show up, you could go all day, and right at the death of your session, you know, one bite kind of just before dark, or you can smash a whole bunch of fish first thing, and then it dies off the rest of the day. You just never know. Today seems to be going much like December did, where, you know, it was relatively early, got into a flurry of bites, and then it just died off right before lunchtime for me, or kind of like mid-morning. Keeping the guys updated, and my phone is just blowing up. Let's get a look at this little one. Now that one was much lighter hooked, right in kind of the scissors of the mouth. Settle down. But another, you know, just 2 or 3 pounder. Just a little guy. But, you know, when you've had a long stretch without a bite, you know, being able to get into a few of these little guys really, really makes a big difference. Puts your confidence up, really, really boosts your morale. Makes you feel a lot better about what you're doing, that your rigs work. Some activity on the middle rod there. I just can't stress enough how important it is to just go out and get a bite sometimes. You know, when you know you've got a spot where you can get a bite, you know, it's great to chase the trophies, it's great to put in the work on the tough waters, but sometimes you just got to go get a bite. And this is the spot for me to do that. Absolutely made up with today. All right, real quick, while I'm about to do this rod, put it back out, and for some reason my batteries, the cold, I can go out ice fishing in, you know, -20, -30, and I'll get the batteries to last me all day. I'm out here in like -2. You know, I've even taken my bigger jacket off, and the batteries are just dying today. But anyway, the rig. So if you watch the video that I did when I was back here in September, kind of my solid bag setup. So just a little, this is actually a 1.5 ounce lead, and it's got a little PVA bag stem on there. These are the Pro Logic ones that I had, but now I see that Carp Kit carries the Gemini PVA stems, so I'm probably gonna put in an order with Carp Kit soon and get some of those Gemini ones, because I really like these stems, this whole concept, and, you know, saves me having to order from the UK if I can go direct to Carp Kit. So I'm gonna get the Gemini ones on my next order, try those out. Very, very short hook link to the German rig. That's it. There's a little shrink tube kicker on there, a little split shot. This is one of the Zinger pop-ups from DT Baits. And that's it. Real simple. Just like I'm fishing a solid bag, but instead of a solid bag, I'm just throwing a little pack bait around the lead. You know, just a little kind of golf ball size bit of pack bait. You know, not really feeding them off, just enough to give them something to root around on, and not so much that it's a little bit too much for this rod. So I have a feeling that one of those rods is going to go in a minute. So I'm going to get this one back out on the same spot. I left it for a little while, but it went. So this will go back on the same spot. We'll see how this goes. fighting way too much. Yeah. Go on, yeah. Okay, sorry for the weird angle here. Just something separate from fishing. A big part of what I do when I'm out here is, I like to bird watch, and something magical just happened. But they're hidden right now. They just a mating pair just swooped in, a male and a female, and they've kind of gone into the thick brush on the opposite bank from me. So I haven't got them on camera yet. But it's a pair of wood ducks. Now, not only is this actually pretty damn hard to see, especially when you live in a city or, in a pretty busy area, but like even when I lived up north in the middle of nowhere years ago, I've never seen wood ducks in the wild. This is the first time in my life. So what are we looking at? 43 years, first time I've ever actually been out and seen wood ducks in the wild, and it's a male and a female. Those geese flew off, and then these two came in, and they got into the brush there, and I've lost sight of them. I just need them to pop out for a second, and I want to put the camera on them, but right now they are hidden. Fascinating little call too. I just heard like this little peep as the female landed, and I thought, just given the little stripe on its head, I thought it was an American widgeon, because I saw a few of those last week, and as soon as I saw the male land, I knew exactly what they were, and I got a good look at them right before they went in behind the brush. But I'm going to, there goes a pair of mallards. I'm going to try and get a shot of them, but if I don't, it's unfortunate, but I have to tell you anyways. Now there is a goose. There's a pair of geese, look like they're trying to set up over there themselves. One of them is moving towards where the ducks are, so I might get a shot. We'll see. just flew off. Very clearly they were looking for a nesting site. That one didn't work. That, in all the years of filming my fishing that I've been doing, and this goes back, you know, over 25 years, back into the days of high school, that right there is probably the single most proud piece of footage I've ever captured. It's a pair of wood ducks. I can't even convey how emotional I am right now to see something that magnificent as a pair of wood ducks just swimming around 50 yards from me. That was amazing.
Look at that. I need to screenshot this. Yeah, for sure.
I can't hear you from way over here.
I think I got it. Did you? Yeah. I'll put it in the group chat. Team Savage. Team Savage, and then look at the bridge, bro. Classic.
All I can hear is you guys laughing and swearing.
Yeah, it's great, John. This is fucking quality footage. And then the wood duck swoop in. Oh my god, that'd be great. You start right on camera. Oh shit, great. So, oh my god, sorry, Dave. No, it's fine. She's heard it all. That's my struggle on camera. He's got the net out. Look at this guy. Unreal. I gotta go now. I gotta at least go for a walk today. The street John's killing me. Man, I was already planning on catching. I was already planning on having like 10 fish sessions on Lake Ontario, but I can't even get out of the house. It's coming. Are you gonna try and early? Look at him. Get that on camera. Get that. Oh, you missed it. You just did a vicious dance. That was good, John.
That was another one on the zingers.
It better not be a mirror.
It's not a mirror. It's not a mirror.
Zingers?
I'm gonna have to edit this heavily because that camera's going too.
No way.
Yeah, and you were swearing.
Yeah, I was, but it's okay. It's
so that's
good. We got the screenshot for Team Savage.
that's fish number 5.
Unreal. That's great. Single, John, or are you using bags?
Wow. Okay, so you guys saw that I had that fish while I was chatting with Kevin and Dave, doing a bit of a conference call. We're talking about Canadian Carp Society stuff. We're talking about the Leave No Trace garbage drive that's coming up really soon. And yeah, while we were talking, the rod ripped off again. The problem is when I tried to put this camera on, I turned it on but forgot to hit record because they were talking on the phone, which is mounted just below the camera. So unfortunately, I didn't get the run or the battle on camera, but right now I have 2 carp in the net that I have to show you because you didn't see the first one and I just got another one. So now I've got 1 rod still in, and yeah, got a little brace. So it's going to take me a few minutes to kind of set all this up, but we're going to get a look at these 2 fish. We're going to get them back in. We're going to get the lines back out, and maybe I'll finish my coffee today. Okay. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one was the first one and which one was the second one right off the bat. Okay, so this is, it was the middle rod, and the left-hand rod. So I've got one on the Zinger again, and one on the Banana. So there's one hook out. The next one just fell out in the net. So this is fish number 5 and 6. So this is fish number 5. Another little guy. And just slightly bigger, a little bit bigger frame, a little bit thicker. Here's fish number 6. Oh, it's just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I can't hold them both up at the same time. But man, I could not have possibly asked for a better session. 6 fish, 5 carp, 1 really big sucker. And, you know, to see wood ducks and the beaver swam by, the geese were here. You know, being right in the middle of the city and seeing so much wildlife and quality nature, having a good run of fish. This is exactly what I needed after what ended up being a really difficult winter of barely fishing at all and not doing as well as I had hoped. So I'm gonna get these fish back, and you know, I might pack the camera away. The batteries are just not holding up today. So for now, great session in the books. I'm gonna keep fishing for a while and, you know, see just how well it goes. But yeah, let's wrap this up here. I think you've seen enough. Unless I get something spectacular like a mirror or, you know, a 50. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? What a great day. You know what? Let's just have a quick look. Another one. That was number 6. That was number 5. Just wonderful, wonderful little fish. I'm out of breath. Yeah, I know I ended it. I wrapped this up probably over an hour ago. I'm still catching fish. I had the camera put away. The camera's completely put away. I was just here to, you know, enjoy the rest of the session. But as soon as the sun crested over the hill and the temperature became noticeably warmer, it kicked off. So when I left you last, I had just had number 5 and number 6. So I put them back in, had a little break, and I am now at 13 fish. I'm going to show you a picture of number 13. They've all been quite small, you know, typical for this spot. Like I said, I'm out for a bite, so they're all between that kind of 2 and 5 pound range. But I'm going to put a picture up now. This is by far the biggest fish I've had out of this spot. Mid-double, probably 15, 16 pounds, just a big solid fish. My little portable unhooking mat, I suppose I could probably get a measurement of it, but it's at least 30 inches long. It's you know, it's small, but it's not tiny. It took up most of the mat. Biggest carp I've had out of this spot by quite a few pounds, I would say. Previously, I think it was 2017, I had a 12 pounder just down the bank from here. This one is quite a bit bigger than that. So absolutely been carnage since I spoke to you last and thought I was wrapping up the video. I didn't put that one on camera because I had everything packed away, and I snapped a couple pictures and got it right back, and then realized, crap, I should have filmed it. So yeah, we're just coming up just about lunchtime. It's somewhere between 11 and 12 right now. So I put in a good few hours, a good solid morning, and I've had one hell of a result. I'm even experimenting. I'm not just casting in the same spots. I actually saw a rise just on the far bank, like just out from the snags. So I put a single over to that, had a fish off of it. Trying to cast more right, so I'm kind of spreading them out a lot more than I was earlier. Even though I had thought that I was going to bring them in closer to each other, I've actually spread them out more, and I'm still catching. I've had fish on every rod. I've had fish on banana, on zingers, on silt bustas, and that biggin that I just had. I know you'll probably laugh when I say biggin, but for this spot, it's absolutely huge. That was on a cold water green beast pop-up with a little bit of the cold water green beast spray. That was also probably the fastest take I've had this morning. I put that out, put it on the rest, sat in my chair, boom, fish on. So, yeah, I'm pretty damn happy about that. So, I'm going to end this again, because now I'm just going to ramble. I'm kind of trying to hold out a little bit longer for maybe a little mirror. I know they're here. I've had one in 2016. I had a fully scaled mirror. I think I actually filmed that. So if I did, I'll put a link to the video somewhere up on the screen if I can find it, if I can even remember which video it was. But yeah, we're looking at like 6 years since I've had a mirror out of here. I would love to do it again now that I've had a small spot chunker. Okay, I'm gonna put this away again. If I get something special, I'll try to remember to put the camera on. If not, we've wrapped it up again. And again, what this can do for your confidence and your overall mental well-being to just get out and get a bite. Sometimes it just goes far beyond your expectations. And despite the fact that I woke up feeling crappy this morning and I've got a hell of a headache, I am having an amazing day, and I am super, super happy. What a session. What a way to kick off the spring.